Hello, I'm Yvonne de Celis coming to you on YNergy. I'm just here to go over some basics of all about what energy healing is, Reiki, chakras. This is just kind of a energy healing 101 thing, and I will show a couple of exercises while I'm at it. But I've been asked to go over the basics, so that's what I'm going to cover here. First off, I want to introduce myself. I have multiple sclerosis and fibromyalgia. I was diagnosed with MS in the end of 1994. I found out about the fibro in, I think it was 2005, something like that. I knew I had it already. I kind of went just to verify that I had it at that point. But because of problems I've had in the past with doctors telling me they couldn't help me, I decided I wanted to try to take care of myself, and I started joining studies and doing things like Tai Chi classes for people with fibro. I got into Tai Chi, I got into yoga, I got into working out, and then in 2018 I discovered energy healing, thank goodness. Pardon me while I take a sip of water so I don't click while I talk. I discovered energy healing through Mind Valley. I went to Mind Valley Institute, it's an online institute. I went to take a course by Jim Quick. He is a memory master. And I was watching videos by him, but I kept seeing ads for videos that I could watch by Donnie Eden about energy healing. And I ended up watching it, and I became a fan. Energy healing has saved my life on many occasions, both psychologically and physically. It's really helped me out quite a bit, and I'm trying to help others help themselves. It's been so helpful to me, and I've been able to help others with it as well. I'm hoping I can do the same for you. So anyway, again, I discovered it in 2018. I was licensed and certified as an energy healer and Reiki master level practitioner in March of 2019. And I've been doing energy healing how-to videos pretty much ever since. So I do hope you like this. I hope you find this helpful. But I want to go on to the next bit, which is what is energy healing? I've tackled this before, but since I get asked this so much, I wanted to go into it one more time. The phrase energy healing is just an umbrella phrase. It's an umbrella term to cover all of these different modalities of energy healing, and I'm not going to be able to list every single one of them, but I can list a few, just for examples. Reiki, reflexology, acupuncture, acupressure, EFT, which is tapping, emotional freedom technique, is what I learned that stands for through the Nick Ortner tapping school. I don't think it necessarily stands for that in all events. I've heard other things that stands for, but he said emotional freedom technique, and it's also tapping. And I could go on, the list just goes on and on. There are a lot of different modalities, different healing modalities. I go over quite a few of them, but some people just find one niche and stick with it. 1 second. And basically what it means is you are using your own energy body to heal yourself and also to prevent yourself from getting sick. And it, once again, can help with both physical and psychological issues. You can do most of this stuff to yourself. You can also do it to others. I always ask for people's permission. Reiki, on the other hand, you can do distance healing on someone without them even knowing that you're doing the Reiki treatments to them. And also I've been asked if it will work if they don't believe in it. And what I've been told with Reiki is the more open a mind the person you are giving the Reiki to is, the better the healing will be. But I've been told you don't have to believe in it for it to work. And I've also been told that if you do distance healing on someone, they don't even have to know you're doing it. And I know that's effective. I've tried it myself. It's worked for me. Anyway, I shouldn't say I know it's effective. It really varies person to person. And your belief system and your value system really does dictate how well it's going to work, just so you know. But anyway, all that's all about what energy medicine is. Also, with regards to energy healing is something that I believe was instinctual a very, very, very long time ago. So a lot of times I'll show people things and they'll tell me, wow, this seems really familiar. And there's a reason for that. It's because it should be. It's things we used to know how to do. Here's just an example of a really quick thing you can do to avoid migraines, or if you have a migraine. I hope you guys can see. I'm going to try to turn around and show you where the spots are. This is acupressure. Now that I'm showing you, it's at the base of the skull in the back. In the dead center, there's a large indent that you can stick your index finger, like the top, maybe the top half of the knuckle, into right at the center. But if you bring your fingers to the side of that about an inch apart, two little soft spots that you can really dig into with your index fingers, the tips of your index fingers or your middle fingers, whatever fingers you prefer. But what you want to do is just dig in and hold that spot. I've been told to press in and up. You just want to kind of dig though, just vigorously massage almost to the point of pain. Not to pain though, just discomfort. You want to just dig in really good and just put pressure on it for maybe 10-15 seconds. If you think to do that every once in a while, that's really good for preventing migraines or very serious headaches. I don't think it would work with a cluster headache, which is behind the eyeball, usually on one side. I don't think it works with cluster, but it does work with migraines. And if you have a migraine, it will help release the pain. That's just an example. I told someone about that one, and she said, oh, wow, I actually usually do that. She said, I put my hands right back there. It just feels natural. And that's an example of what I mean when I say some of these things might actually seem familiar. And the nice thing about energy healing is you should only do what feels right to you. I always say that when I'm doing the exercises. I show people different ways of doing things because certain things don't feel right to certain people. I've seen energy healing instructors who say things like when you breathe out, you can make a sound, and they start moaning or singing or making whatever sound they want. What works for me, probably because I've done a lot of weightlifting, is I just let out a breath. I don't make any noises or anything. The only noise I do is the whooshing sound with my breath because that's just what feels right to me. And on the breath in, they say breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. The most important thing with breathing for energy healing is to have your tongue touching the roof of your mouth as much as possible. When you breathe in, tongue touching the roof of the mouth, up against the back of your top row of teeth is the best place to have your tongue. It's very soothing. One more second. Sorry, very dry mouth. But one thing about having the tongue touching the roof of your mouth is it keeps you from getting dry mouth. It helps prevent dry mouth. It also is very soothing, and it also unlocks all the pathways between the chakras. So those are, for our intents and purposes, those are the reasons you want to have the tongue touching the roof of your mouth. Most important thing. And if you can't breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, you should do what's most comfortable. I always hear it said to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, and I do try to do that. It can be distracting, but the good thing about that is it keeps you focused on your breathing. So does the tongue at the roof of the mouth. It keeps you focused. I was told to think of it as, don't think of it as an annoying distraction. Think of it as you've been told to carry a spoonful of liquid at a party and you can't let the liquid drop. So yeah, that's going to be a constant distraction, but it's going to keep you aware. Anyway, I'm sorry I'm babbling now. I just wanted to show, I guess I'll just show one more quick energy healing exercise. I'm going to show the one that really got me interested in it in the first place. Donna Eden's husband, David Feinstein. The interview I saw them on, it was an intro to energy healing on Mind Valley. And he kept talking about a quick, easy energy healing exercise that you can do that I did. And for me, it made a huge difference. I don't know if it will for you. I really do hope it does. I'm just trying to adjust the camera so you can see everything I'm about to do. I'm actually going to have to stand so you can see the full move. You don't have to stand to do this. You can do this seated. You can do it lying down. But basically, you want to start on one shoulder. And you want to just pull down and across to the opposite hip. Sorry, just want to adjust this. So from the shoulder down to the hip, shake it out. Go to the other shoulder and go down to the other hip. Shake it out. And alternate to that, going from shoulder off the hip, shake out. Make sure you shake out when you go off to the hip. You're taking energy and you're letting it know what direction you want it to go into. It should be crisscross. It shouldn't be homolateral. It should be crisscross. This is called homolateral repatterning, I believe. We're doing a shoulder to hip homolateral repatterning. Another way of doing this that I've seen is to start on one hand and go up your arm and then off to the other hip. Shake it off. You can clap or just put your hands together and then go up the other arm and to the other side. Shake it off. So you can practice this for a bit. See what works best for you. It's really up to you what you want to do. You can just go from shoulder to hip, but I do recommend you shake it off each time. That way, if you pick up any negative energy, you can rub your hands together, shake them off. That gets rid of the negativity. You might notice a temperature or a pressure shift when you do this. that's normal. You may not feel anything, or you might feel something later on, but give that a shot. See what that does for you. Sorry, I'm really, really dry mouth today due to all my medications. Give me one moment. I really do hope that's helpful. I do want to go into a brief bit about Donna Eden's daily feel-good energy healing routine. I'm going to go through a few of the things she does. You don't have to do all of these, but I do try to do as many of them as possible. One of the first things she does is tapping. So a couple of tapping points are cheekbones. She does the cheekbones. Also right at the chin, tapping. Also the K27 points, which I will explain. The K27 points are right up here. So from your chest, between your chest and your throat, just kind of about midway through. It's if you trace your collarbone from the back to the front, where the collarbone points almost meet, just right under there, you should be able to find two little soft spots that you can, again, fit the little teeny top of the knuckle of your index finger. You should be able to just dig into that. You can dig or you can tap. These are your K27 points. They're called that because they're number 27 on the kidney meridian. And I do have videos about meridians, and I won't go into them more as well, but you can look meridians up. Meridians are energy pathways, and they're used by acupuncturists, actually. There are many energy pathways. There's 14, actually. I believe it's one that's broken into 14 segments. But acupuncturists use meridian lines to decide where needles need to be placed based off of where the pain is. If someone comes to them with complaints about the pain, they can look it up on a meridian chart to see where they need to put the needles to help. So just as an example of what that's for. But anyway, I digress once again. So I'm going to go back to the tapping from the cheekbones to the chin, to the K27 points, also the thymus thump. Thymus is really between the chest and the throat. It's a rounded plate sort of right in the center of your chest. You just want to thump that, or you can Tarzan tap it. The nice thing about doing this is I've been told that the thymus is an energy powerhouse, and opening it up is supposed to help with energizing. I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't actually found that to be the case. The one thing I found energizes me is tugging the earlobes all the way around, all the way out and up. But that's another one that's supposed to help, is thumping your thymus. And the other good thing about thumping the thymus, and this is something I have tried and I have had luck with, as you get older, the thymus actually starts to get smaller, making it a little bit more difficult to breathe. So for example, if you run up a flight of stairs and you find you're out of breath, sometimes thumping the thymus will help. I don't know if it's that it expands the gland, but it just makes it a little bit easier to breathe. So you might want to give that a shot if you're finding breathing to be difficult. The other one that I don't like to do is, I'm going to have to stand for this, it's right here. You can tap here. I'm not really wild about this one, only because I showed someone else this tapping point. It's parallel to the nipples on your pecs. Right underneath, about an inch underneath, right where the pecs are, or on the brow line, about an inch under the brow line, parallel to the nipples. You can tap there, but do it carefully, do it with caution, especially if you have back pain. That's why I don't do that one too much, because I actually had someone tell me she put herself into spasms. These are the spleen points. You can do tapping here, and you can also, if you're really, really brave, you can go about an inch out and do it here. I do not tap here. I do not tap the inch away because I have serious back pain problems and I don't want to risk giving myself a back spasm, but those are other tapping points. My favorite tapping point, however, is the karate chop, which you can do on either hand, whatever hand feels right. You can do both, obviously not at the same time, but that's a very nice one. I really like this one. And also under the arm, that's another good one. And another one that's not actually tapping, but it's a good stress reliever. Pinch one hand together and then squeeze the tips of the fingers. And you can do this, you can pulse. You can give yourself verbal affirmations if you want. Just as an example, when I say verbal affirmations, I don't do mine aloud, I think mine, but you can think things like, I know things are tough right now, I'm not going to let them get to me though. I know from the law of attraction, I am the creator of everything around me, and I know that things are bad, but I'm not going to let it get to me, because I know that the law of attraction is going to make things better for me. By the way, the law of attraction is something I'm learning about now. It's a phrase I've heard over and over again. It basically means like begets like. In other words, if you've had one of those days where it just feels like everything is going wrong and it just keeps happening and happening and happening, it basically means you're trapped in an energy loop. Basically, you're trapped in a bad energy pattern. The way it works is, I don't want to sound like I'm being trite here, but basically it's, again, like begets like. If you can put out positive vibes will be attracted to you. If you put out negative energies will be attracted to you. I do believe in it, but it is very hard, especially in the moment of a really tough time. If you're having a really rough time, it's very hard to put that into practice. But if you can do different things like breathing techniques, relaxation techniques to help get you through things, that can be super helpful. And also, don't beat yourself up if you find yourself reacting really negatively and clenching and making things worse, and then eventually let yourself settle down, but don't feel guilty, because that's a normal reaction. We can't help it. When you're in the moment of a really stressful situation, it's very hard to stop, sit back, and relax in the moment. But when you're out of that moment, don't beat yourself up, but just try to give yourself self-love and give yourself the affirmations and do the breathing and everything else, and know that there are those of us out here for you. I really do understand your pain. I am so sorry for what you're going through, if you're going through something bad, but just know it will pass. You'll get through it. Just like this whole COVID situation. It's a nightmare, but I know that we're going to come around from this. We're going to get around this. But anyway, so I digressed once again, but like I said, I just wanted to go over some basics here with you today. And I wanted to show you some energy healing exercises. I hope this answers all of your questions. I do want to show you a few more of those daily energy healing routines. So I showed you some of the tapping, I showed you the karate chops, I showed you the shoulder to shoulder one. Another one that's really good is one called the hookup, which what you want to do is put one middle finger on your navel or into your belly button, and your other middle finger goes right to where the third eye is, between your eyebrows, and push in and up on both the belly button and the middle, on the third eye, the middle finger on the third eye. Just hold it like this and just breathe in and out. Again, this is called the hookup, and what it does is it aligns and joins your upper and lower energy centers. So that's the hookup. The zip up, which is a really good one, can help with energizing somewhat. Hands together at the pubic bone, and then just go up like you're literally zipping a zipper up. Go all the way up the neck and around the chin to your lower lip, and then go to the sides and make a locking motion. Think of it as you're zipping energy up, bringing it up into your mouth and locking it in place. So that's another energizing move. That was called the zip up. So hook up, zip up. And one last one I will show you for today. It's an alternate to the Wayne Cook posture. There's a couple of different ways of doing this, but this is, like I said, this is an alternate, and I'm just trying to adjust the camera so that, again, you can see everything I'm doing. I don't know if it's actually going to be feasible, unfortunately. It's not. I'm going to have to stand to show you this. But once again, you don't have to stand to do this. You can do this sitting down. But what you want to do, and let me start off first, is with the arms. Put your arms in front. First thing you should do is clasp your hands together. When you clasp your hands together, what thumb is on top? If it's your left thumb, you want to put your left arm over your right arm. If it's your right, do vice versa. So again, put one arm over the other, whichever one feels most natural. I do this as a test just to let people know which one is the one to go with. I always say go with whatever thumb is on top. That should be the arm on top. Face the palms together, clasp them. Bend your elbows and bring your fists to your heart. And now while you're here, breathe in and out. And on the out breath, you can let your hands go. Bring them around. Bring your thumbs together, fingertips together. And then using your thumb, pinch at the very top of your nose. Look up and breathe in. Breathe out. And on that out breath, bring your hands to the center of your forehead. Push in, pull out, down to your temples. Hold it here at the temples. You can give your temples a rub. If you have a headache, that's definitely very useful. And then from here, just slowly slide your hands down and bring them to your heart chakra. And you can just hold it here. You can stop here if you want, or if you want to, you can go up here, slide up. Sorry if that's bonking my microphone, I hope it's not. And then slide down the arms. Bring it across, and then just in prayer pose. And then when you're done, just rub your hands together, shake them out. And that was an alternate way of doing the Wayne Cook posture. There's also a few more I'm actually skipping for now for the benefit of time, because I don't want to waste your time. I know that your time is very, very valuable, so I am going to cut it short. Not very short, it's over 21 minutes long, so sorry. But anyway, thank you so much for spending time with me. I really appreciate it. I do hope I will see you again. Please come to visit me if you like. And if you want to get notified when I make changes to my channel, just hit the subscribe button on the bottom right towards the end of the video. It's free to do. And you will get notified, I think, on occasion. If you want constant notifications, if you don't mind your computer hounding you, then just click subscribe and then click on the bell icon. Sorry, one more drink. Sorry again. Anyway, also sorry for saying sorry so much. I can't help it. But anyway, thank you again for your time. I really do appreciate it. I really hope this was beneficial for you. Please share it with your friends if it was. Please let me know in the comments down below. Or if you want to just leave me a note, that's fine too. I'll write back to you, I promise. Anyway, thank you so much for your time. Namaste, peace and light, and I really hope to see you again soon. Cheers.